Good evening, everybody. Mike Juby, Mossy Jaw Custom Baits. Here today. I'm gonna tie a little wintertime chatterbait. Not your normal chatterbait. You're not gonna throw it, but a couple of times during the year, and that's in the wintertime when the water's cold. Everybody likes throwing a bladed jig. I like a hair jig when it's cold. Got a little thread bed already down. I'm going to take some black bucktail. Very simple, and start off just like I'm tying a crappie jig. I'm going to go down maybe 1/4 of an inch down the throat. Get this first layer set. Hear my grandson out in the background. He's all excited about something. Get that first layer down there. You would tie these just like you're tying any little crappie jig, just a little bit easier to see. And I say crappie jig, any type of bucktail jig. There's thousands of YouTube videos out on this, on tying jigs. So this is no different. You'll see here, I'm going to come down just about 1/4 of an inch from the back of this head down the throat. And that's it. And I've got 2 layers on. I'm going to put 1 more layer on the bottom, which is actually the top of the chatterbait, the vibrating jig. Give it some good texture. And I'm using, I don't know if I can get that. That's just not a lot, but that's just enough on each side, if you will. The left, the right, and then the throat of the bait. And that you'll see here, it'll take shape. Again, this is a cold water, dirty water, pre-spawn bait. It's very specific. I'm not tying it for something I would use in the summertime necessarily, obviously based on the color of the head. Next thing, I'm going to take orange bucktail. You'll notice it's got just a little bit of brown, black in it. And I'm going to try to get just a little hint of that in my backing here. This is going to be just a little bit thicker, if you will. And this goes on the back, which is actually, I guess, the bottom side of the bait. And I'm using 210, I believe that's 210, yes, 210 Ultra to tie these. And I'm going to go around several times. And then I'm going to whip finish, half hitch. I like to go 10 times twice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My vise got loose here on me somehow. Well, that's not good. Hang on. Got a weather delay here. Hear my grandson. He don't need to be clean for something. Don't know really what it's about, but he's fired up. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my granddaughter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, once I got this, again, I take a UV resin right there. I'm going to go around this. The thread that I just tied. Like I said, I've never had one break, but this stuff hardens exceptionally well and will protect this thread longer than I'll probably ever throw this thing. To be honest, I'll probably lose it hung up on something before this thread breaks with this excuse me, this UV resin. Very simple. I'll hit it with the light here. I apologize if I just blinded you with the UV light. You'll notice I don't have these the eyeballs on them yet. That's going to be the last thing that I do. I'm not going to get that on the video. I don't need to bore you with that. I like to go around several times. And that's what we got. Looks just like a hair jig. And let me reach up here. Take one I know that's already cured. What I'm going to do next is take my blades. Very simple. You'll notice this is not the hook. This is the keeper from Do It Molds for swing heads. I'm sorry. Yes, for the poison tail swing head mold, which is what this jig head is. But I'm just going to hook that on, take my pliers, and bend that down. Make my curve in it. Just bend it back. And that is not going to come off. There we go. Now, take my swivel. Just give me just a second here. Not fancy on the swivels. These are just dual lock snap swivels. Very tiny. Try to get it in my right there. And I like to take the pliers here. Take that off. Oh, it caught me. Then I'm going to go through the bottom hole into the top with that hook. Very simple. And I may have to use the pliers to shove it up through that hole. Force feed it just a little bit. There we go. And now I'm complete. Once I get that snapped in there, you'll see that it's nice and locked in. Let me get it here. That's my chatterbait. I'll add my eyes, but that is a great wintertime chatterbait. I make another one. I call it the heat miser. couple of different colors. Same thing right there. You'll notice I've powder coated the blade orange. It's got a little bit different blade. It's rounded. This has got a little bit of root beer in it. Pumpkin. Has the red eyes. You'll notice it has the more traditional chatterbait blade. And again, I've powder coated this one. Same hook, Victory hook. But here's your 3/8 ounce hair jig. The hair's going to pulsate, undulate a little bit better in the colder water. Gives a little thinner profile. You'll notice I've got a wire tie hook on here. I'm sorry, I have tied on the bait keeper is what I meant to say. And I do that, slide up my boot tail or crawdad, menace crawl, whatever I'm using. That's one of my go-to cold water baits right there. You guys hit that comments, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys.